Guys.
Hello, everyone. So today we're presenting Hadoop for Gymshark. With you today is Group M, consisting of Stephen Corder, Stephen Lockwood, and myself, Thaddeus Dilly. So what is Gymshark? Well, Ben Francis founded Gymshark in 2012, originally serving as a supplements company. Later, Gymshark moved to t-shirts and other apparel that Ben and his family hand-sewn after picking up sewing from her grandmother. The company was listed as one of the fastest growing companies in 2019 with annual profit growth of 152%. So here are some of Gymshark's strategic positions and advantages. Gymshark creates products that fall in line with the company's values and culture, with those being family, progression, vision, being humble, exercise transforms, and self-love. Each product is made to help customers become better versions of themselves and include them in the Gymshark family through clothing that is functional and wearable outside of exclusively gym settings. The company was one of the first to use influencers to model this brand. It's kind of important because everywhere you see now, companies everywhere use social media influencers to model their brands, but Gymshark was one of the first to take advantage of this. So when selecting an information technology, we had 5 criteria in mind. 1, what type of data can it handle? Gymshark has data that's structured, semi-structured, unstructured, ranging from influencing on social media apps to web clicks to a warehouse. So it's important to be able to encompass all of that. The system's scalability. We know that Gymshark was one of the fastest growing companies. So as Gymshark grows, we want to be able to have a system that can grow with it. Third was the popularity of the technology. So we wanted something that was compatible with other forms of information technology, as well being as recognized by professionals within the industry. Fourthly, the data analytics the system can perform. With the way the world's moving, data is king. Being able to analyze the data, finding patterns, finding meta patterns is all but essential in creating a stronghold within an industry. And 5, the ability to protect data. As mentioned before, data is extremely important. And to lose data or have data stolen would be detrimental to a company. So we selected Hadoop. What is Hadoop? Hadoop is an information technology comprised of 4 different programs, with them being Hadoop MapReduce, Hadoop Common, Hadoop Yarn, and a Hadoop HDFS. So to explain those, we'll start with Hadoop Yarn, or Hadoop Yet Another Resource Manager. So that's comprised of a server which talks to physical resources such as RAM, CPU, GPU, several other physical resources, different clients, so different computers within the company, and several nodes, which we'll talk about later. All of those speak to the resource manager, and the resource manager dictates which resources are used for which operations. Secondly, there's Hadoop Distributed File System, or HDFS. So let's say a 10 terabyte data file enters the system. Well, it's hard to store and analyze. So what Hadoop does is that data file hits a name node. A name node then converts that 10 terabyte data file, into many packets that are standardized at 128 megabytes. We'll call these data files A, B, C, and D, but it can make thousands. Those are then stored on data nodes. But data file A isn't just stored on one server, it's stored on 3. So as you can see below, data file A may be stored on data node 1, data node 2, data node 3. So in the event that one data node crashes, the data packet A isn't lost forever, but is on other servers. Then there's Hadoop MapReduce. Hadoop MapReduce takes programs that require a lot of processing and breaks them up. So a master node will take a process and then split it between slave nodes that can run the program in parallel in order to get the program or to get the operation done quicker. So here, Steve Corder is going to talk a little bit about the financials of everything. Take it away, Stephen.
Thanks. So Gymshark actually isn't a public company. So we decided to analyze the financials of their competitor, which is Lululemon. We We focused on 3 measurements. Those include price to earnings ratio, market capitalization, and price to assets ratio. We also made note of significant events at the company and added them according to when they happened. Lululemon, it was founded in 1998, but didn't go public until 2007, so that's where our chart starts. Their price to earnings ratio, which is basically just valuing the company overall, was very high initially. It then dropped for about 10 years and started to rise rapidly again towards the end of 2019 and into 2020. A high price to earnings ratio usually means that there's going to be high growth following, because that's based on investors. This was particularly true for the most recent growth or spike in price to earnings ratio for Lululemon, as their earnings and stock price jumped significantly at the end of 2019 and into 2020. Market capitalization, it tells you how much a company is worth according to the stock market. The first 10 years of Lululemon, it was very low. And then starting in 2017, that's kind of when Lululemon exploded in popularity. The market cap started to increase very fast, and it has continued to go up since then. And in the middle of 2017, Lululemon, they purchased a company called Mirror, which is kind of like Peloton. It's like a home gym company. They purchased that for $500 million, and everything has trended upwards since then, so it seems to be paying off. You can switch it. And so mainly one of the reasons we thought that Hadoop would be a good choice for Gymshark is that it would save them money, is the main reason. So traditional database systems, the main problem with them is that they're really cost prohibitive when it comes to storing massive amounts of data. And sometimes to reduce costs, companies, they downsample data and classify it based on which they thought was the most, which data was the most valuable to them. So they kind of had to pick and choose their data because they couldn't store it all without incurring tons of costs. So Hadoop, it allows companies to store tons of data affordably. It can do so because it's a scale out software that saves the data in different places for later use. And Hadoop is extremely, like, the cost of it compared to other data management technologies is very low. It's comes out to about $1,000 a terabyte for everything, which can be 1/5 to even 1/20th the cost of other data management technologies.
So for redundancy and reliability, Gymshark has multiple IT systems, but they're for many different purposes. And the thing is, we want to have an IT system that brings all those different IT systems together in one centralized data collection area, and that's where Hadoop comes in. So they're able to centralize sales, inventory, and advertisements all together in one quick and easy area. And with that, it takes all the redundancies that it has or would occur during this data collection and is easily managed into SQL scripts, which is incredibly great for them, and it's just a lot easier, a lot nicer and clean to see. So, and with the reliability, Hadoop is extremely reliable because of these data storage. They don't just put it into one single area, have all this data that's extremely nice and neat. They also add it into different multiple areas. So just in case something fails, or someone comes in and tries to steal data, they have the availability for backups. So it's very fault tolerant. And Hadoop can easily read all types of data from structured to semi-structured and unstructured. So the impact for Gymshark's data storage, like I was saying before, it's extremely risk tolerant because it has these backups, and it's available just in case something were to fail. And as we know, IT or anything can have those faults and fail, sometimes rather easy. And as Gymshark gets bigger, and changes and grows, it's very easily scaled, having Hadoop as this system for this IT system. And with this also has several specific management dashboards that are extremely compatible with Hadoop, including Table AU, Power BI, and Custom. And if there's any questions about Hadoop or about Gymshark or anything, feel free to reach out to us. Our emails are on the screen right now, but that is the end of our presentation.